Okay.
Oh, Jesus. It has been awful the last 3 or 4 days. Everyone being sick.
Yep.
Halloween went okay, I guess, huh?
Yeah, we saw the Brawny Man.
Yeah,
That was nice.
That was funny. Lucas had a really good time being the scout and all that, and yeah, it kind of sucks that we didn't get to talk to you guys all week. Sorry about that. Like I said, dealing with sick kid, sick wife, and thankfully I hadn't caught it. But you know, crap happens, and we got to do what we got to do. And with that, guys, welcome to the Daily Cup of Genre, the show where we get to talk about everything in geek and pop culture, entertainment news. Sponsored by the great folks over at Grow Generation, growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow. Check them out. It's lrmonline.com and LRM's Genreverse podcast network. I am Kyle Malone at that Kyle Malone on Twitter. She is Christine Malone at Adorable Do on Twitter. And what's up, babe? How you doing?
Still recovering. I feel like crap, but
you had
yeah.
no voice on Monday.
I know. And then like yesterday I had like 2 naps and I don't nap at all. So
Oh, whatever. I don't nap.
okay, you're right about that. Like you can't. It's very rare that I can. But like yesterday I just slept.
Yeah.
So
it's all good. Our boy's recovering, which is nice. I hate it when my kid is sick because it's so hard to tell him that it's you're gonna be over. He woke up, he's like, I'm dying. No, dude,
no,
you're not.
Yeah.
You're gonna be okay.
It hurts the heart. It really does.
It does. I don't know why it seems like I cannot get audio levels right on this thing. Every time I try, I end up either having you be too loud or myself being too loud, but whatever. Guys, one of the things I did want to talk about is a movie that comes out today. It's Thursday for those that might be not keeping track of time. But Eternals, right? Movie that I actually had some fears for, if you will. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up our Chromes side by side. Yay!
I can see it now.
Yeah. Eternals is officially rotten via Rotten Tomatoes through the critics. That's pretty bad, especially when you consider that this was meant to be their critic darling. I mean, look at the cast, Jolie and freaking Hayek, and you've got the deaf, so I guess disability representation or whatever it's called. You've got LGBT, all sorts of things going on here. So this is supposed to be like the Marvel movie for Hollywood, if you will. Like if all the other movies are for the fans and whatnot. You got an Oscar nominated director to do this. How does that make you feel about seeing that movie this weekend?
Not good. I think it's a big problem when you want to get big names. You want to, have so many things shoved in, like you had just named them. So it's kind of like maybe you overdid it, and not just because you put Angelina Jolie in a movie doesn't mean that it's going to be fantastic. She's been in a lot of great things, but that's just like one of those, oh well, she's huge, let's just throw her in there. So that's like one of the things that I was worried about, like, is this gonna work?
Yeah. Me too. I looked at when these casts for the Eternals were when the cast was being first built. I looked at it like, why do you have all these names? Do we need these names? And it's not that the stars of the MCU weren't big beforehand. Some of them were, some weren't. Some were mid-range stars, maybe like a TV star like Chris Pratt. But these are a lot of A-list names. People that have been making moves recently, people that have been making moves for decades. And I wanted to take a look at some of the some of the actual Rotten Tomato reviews, if you will the little snippets here, and I'll try to zoom in for everyone to look at on the screen. So you've got from the AU review, I guess that's Australia review, opts for an emotional biblical edge that is likely to test the genre Puritans who prefer brawl to brains. It's not a drastic enough change to freak out the faithful or demolish the formula, but it's pleasant enough experience, and its aesthetic instinct skews toward the pretty and expansive. That's from that Nashville scene. Those were both positive.
Yeah, I'll read the next two for you.
Go ahead.
All right. At a runtime of 2 hours and 37 minutes, the movie drags at points and doesn't really seem to be going anywhere very fast.
That's one of the biggest fears a lot of people had, was this is a very, very long movie.
Yeah, because it's like when you, not only that, but like when you see a trailer that, where it's like the characters work together really well. Like when we first saw Guardians of the Galaxy, like I was excited for it, for a lot of reasons. This one didn't do anything for me when I saw the trailer, so I was kind of worried about it.
Yeah.
The next one, there's something uniformly placid about the performances, not helped by the cameo-length appearance. Is that appearances?
Yeah.
Okay, by much of the wasted cast.
And that's probably like a hit at Kit Harington's Black Knight. He's not gonna be the Black Knight by the end of this film. That's to be seen. I'll admit several of the scenes do have the Eternals. So I don't know if melancholy is the word, but they're like, we're here. We've done so much, yet we've done so little. Like it does sound a little emotionless in the trailers, and that might be them trying to make an attempt to create scale like the Eternals, just that much that it's like, oh, but this was amazingly good. Oh, this was amazingly bad, and it's like, well, are you happy or sad? I am. Like that. I can kind of see performances kind of being like that in here based on that trailer. I don't know.
It had that kind of feel to it. Yeah.
It's just it's not good for Marvel to have this. But one thing our friend Brian pointed out to us, Marvel. I wanted to see all the scores. It's Brian had reminded me of something, and that's that whatever the critics hate, we usually like. Not all the time, and not necessarily with Marvel movies.
That does sometimes happen, but so maybe.
Yeah, and if this was meant to be a studio darling, like a Hollywood darling, and it turns out not to be, that might mean fans might dig it. I'm not quite sure. So it's got a 50. What was it? 53, I think.
You're almost there. Yep,
53. What about Dark World, and what's the other one people really hated? The Thor: The Dark World, and crap, I can't remember what else might be lower than that. Maybe nothing. Is it indeed the low? Incredible Hulk was the other one I was thinking of, and yeah, Thor: The Dark World. I passed it up, 66. So the lowest rated critic film in Marvel's cinematic universe.
That's sad.
That's crazy. When I looked at the movie, I really thought it could have potential as a serial or not serial, an anthology, right? It should be like an anthology movie where it's like the Eternals arrive, and then it's like ancient man, right? And then it's prehistoric ancient man, and then it's Iron Age events, so you're getting into Roman Empire and beyond, and then it's Age of Sail, and then it's industrial. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I would have liked to have seen it, given its scope. But that's not the way that they ended up going with it, and I'm nervous about it.
Me too.
So, let us know what you guys think about the Eternals in the comments below. If you see it this weekend, do come back and let LRM online in the Genreverse know what you guys thought. We'll be seeing it this weekend, and then or at least I have no choice but to see it. Babysitting stuff, our kids still sick. Anyways, because of Marvel Multiverse Mayhem, which today's episode, Thursday, is actually for Spider-Man 2, Raimi's Spider-Man 2, which for those of you that are fans of this show know that I'm not a big fan of Sony. It did hold up better than Spider-Man 1 did. Still middle of the pack as far as my Spider-Man favorites. And if I were ranking all comic book movies of all time, I don't even, Spider-Man 2 might be top 15, and it's mostly the villain. But check out Marvel Multiverse Mayhem for some stuff on that. So the next thing I wanted to kind of, in that same vein, since we're talking Spider-Man and stuff like that, is that Morbius trailer that came out. One of the things about Morbius when it first came, the first trailer hit, and I was just like, okay, it looks fine. It looks like a cool little action sci-fi horror thing with the bats, but it's Morbius. Why? Like when it first came out, there was just no point in it. It didn't look bad. It was just like, I don't care. There's no point. They threw in Vulture, Michael Keaton's Vulture at the end of it, which freaked everyone out. The Spider-Man wanted murderer poster, which is a screen grab from the fucking video game, and they left it in there. It felt like, why? Like, there's no point.
Yeah, like, I don't care about this, and I'm not a big fan of Jared Leto, and I really wish that they had casted someone else. And so I was like, oh yeah, some cool effects, yeah, sure.
What is
I'm fine.
Leto,
I don't need to see it.
Leto did so wrong.
I don't know.
What did he do to wrong? Or is it like a Helena Bonham Carter situation?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, because it's
that.
like whenever I see him in
woman.
something, yeah, it's just like, ugh. Especially like the Joker. I hated that so much. It was terrible.
It was.
He was terrible.
It was.
And
He
yeah,
just made enemies across the DC Snyderverse.
there are better Jokers. Okay, Joker is a cool character, but not his.
And it's not even just the look, man. I didn't
way
care
he
for his
acted,
take
yeah.
on it. Yeah. It is what it is.
It was funny though.
I'm not gonna. We don't have to listen to the trailer, but I'm playing just a little bit of it here. I liked the color tone, the mapping of it. They're not going everything through blue lens filters. There is some right there, but you've also got some warmer filters going through it as well, which is cool. The effects look decent. Brian, Nick really liked the way he looks when he's like flying through stuff. One thing that is really confusing though again is like when and where does all of this take place, given the Sony and Marvel crossover stuff that's going to be going on, and the fact that someone that works on this movie is also working on some Marvel shows, including Moon Knight. Thanks, Jay. You pointed that out to us, and I shared with him that what we shared with everyone that production note. Feige and Sony the two Sony Marvel movies in 2023. That I said that when I first watched this trailer, and he does the little for those that don't watch What We Do in the Shadows, it's
Yeah.
Laszlo always says that when he well, they mostly say that when they transform, but I'll say this: I don't expect the graphics to hold up as decent as they appear in this trailer, because a lot of the movies to be released during and during the height of the pandemic and post vaccinations starting. And he makes that "I'm Venom" joke right there. It's so confusing, but I'm not against this overall. I don't know, how do you feel about, because we know we're getting Blade. Dracula is apparent. The Marvel version of Dracula is apparently gonna be a Moon Knight. I've heard. I don't remember reading anything official, but it may have been. But at least it's a rumor. What do you think about the vampires coming into? We know Sam Raimi's doing Multiverse of Madness, the fucking Evil Dead master, horror genius that he is. What do you think about horror in Marvel?
I'm cool with it. I love horror. I would love to see more of that. I mean, I don't like, my parents gave up on Marvel movies a long time ago. Maybe they'll occasionally see something, but they're getting bored with it, and it's time to, I guess, freshen some things up and try different things. And so I think going the horror route would be a lot of fun. And I'm always down for that.
They did say that there was stuff they wanted to do with Spider-Man and things in Multiverse of Madness that Marvel was just like, no, that's too far, too scary, too much. I don't know what all the things they wanted to do. I'm guessing with Spider-Man, it was going to all be body horror stuff, like mutating, the extra arms, a spider face. That would be, they think about it. But that didn't happen, and I'm kind of curious as to what we will get, because it's great to have horror characters and horror elements like a vampire, Dracula, something like that. But it's another thing to actually do horror with it. You know? But Buffy's not really that scary. There are some creepy episodes out there, but overall, any 10, 11-year-old could probably sit down and watch the overwhelming majority of Buffy shows, despite demons and ghosts and
maybe like omit
stuff,
an episode or two.
But for the most part, like just because you have the monsters doesn't make them scaring. So we'll have to see what they do. Just like we're gonna have to see this ad from our sponsors over at Grow Generation. Anyway, guys,
where the pros go to grow. For all of your cultivation needs, Grow Generation has the right products, service and staff to make your grow successful. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
And thank you guys so much for sponsoring the episode. Please do check them out, ladies and gentlemen, where the pros do go to grow. The next thing that I kind of wanted to chit chat about, one of LRM's I guess partnerships, relationships. I don't know how to totally word it, but the Nardellis, of course, Bob and his sons. There's a lot of history there. Tim has done things with Circle on Netflix and Dark Web on Amazon, which won an Emmy, if I'm not mistaken, or at least got nominated. Cool. And then he's been working on this comic book, and they released this feature called the Art of comic books, and it was interesting because it's kind of like a how did I word it? I'm gonna go ahead and mute bring down the not mute it, but bring the volume down a bit. It reminded me of kind of like a how it's made for comic books. Really interesting to see the way the digital art is done today, especially they go in here and talk about looking for real life imagery to draw inspiration from, and this is going to be related to a book called Night Terror. And yeah, when you first see what Tim's starting out with and where it ends up at, it's just an interesting kind of feature. What'd you think about getting to see? We've all seen the old-fashioned, drawing methods. What do you think about them showing specifically all the ways that independent artists can really get into comics just on their computer?
It's really cool. Like I used to do a little bit of art. I've never been like this good ever. Not even close. But just the depth that they've put into their work, and it's just really cool to see people just drawing that out, not just with pencil but like on their computer, and it's really cool. See the process and all that. It was a lot of fun.
I watch how it's made before our son was born for hours on end.
Yeah.
And I always love behind the scenes things here, and a couple of characters I know where we've got main character Matt Dio, I believe is how we say his name, or Deo. I think this one's called the Demonolith, and it kind of reminds me a bit of this video game monster that was like a spider crab type thing, and excuse me, and I like the horror aspect of it, the idea of nightmares and the way dealing with that type of imagery. Like I've had sleep paralysis before, so seeing weird things in Twilight that almost feel like they're in the real world is pretty creepy. Yeah. And I love horror and monsters, so even the subject of the comic book itself that's being worked on, Night Terror, is pretty cool. I like that. Those are little things about comic book artists, letterers, inkers, putting in just nifty little things like having the clicks sound running down at people hiding Easter eggs, messages, I love yous to wife and kids, husband, whatever. That's all kind of cool. I'm hoping that we can do some more, get to talk to a few people involved with the comic and the feature as well. I know LRM Online and the Genreverse will be speaking with Tim Nardelli in the future, along with several others. I wish I could draw like this. I'm getting that drawing tablet, and I hope to learn some things. I don't think I could ever do stuff like that, but I don't know, man. I love the fact anyone can go and make a comic book these days.
Yeah, and
it might not get published super easy, but you can, if you've got a computer. And there's free software. I mean, if you got the hardware for it, yeah, you can do quite a bit by yourself.
Yeah, and there's things that you can do to learn how to gain these skills. There's some people who are just naturally talented, and then others have to work really hard. I don't think I could ever be that good, but with lots of practice, you do improve. So, I mean, maybe you could do something.
Maybe one day. You guys can check out that full feature, of course, on the LRM Online YouTube channel, and it's also available on the homepage of LRMonline.com and Genreverse.com. Genreverse.com. Voice is starting to finally get tired. Brain tired. Kyle done. No,
the zombie came in and wouldn't want yours. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Guys, look, I appreciate each and every one of you that have been with us since LR mornings. This past 19-20 months of pandemic living, it takes tolls on everyone, and we're kind of stuck where we're at, both by choice, but also necessity. Like even if we could find equally good care for our son and myself in another state, I don't know if that state could match the leisure stuff that we do have access to here.
Yeah, we live in a really cool place.
Yeah, even if we can't necessarily access and use it all right now, but we're trying to make sure we can get the Daily COG back up to daily. Manny had said he did want to start coming back on a couple times a week, and maybe as the holidays come around we can get into that. But I'm just gonna keep trying to get you guys as much content as I can. Keep us in mind, dealing with the stresses and whatnot of all of this. And yeah, I love doing this stuff. It really is. After I got out of the army, you kind of feel useless after having such an important job. And I don't mean just defending the nation. I mean guiding and mentoring subordinates.
Like
you're enlisted, your fellow in NCOs, and even as a non-commissioned officer, I'm mentoring officers, because they're most of them are brand new in the lieutenant and captain rank in the Army, and I had way more experience and deployments and construction projects under my belt, and I miss that, and not only that, but doing all the podcasts has been good speech therapy. So
yeah, and of course it's a lot of fun. We've really been enjoying this.
Absolutely. So I'm sorry guys when because I'm kind of all alone doing the podcast. I don't know if you guys have noticed there's only one that I don't do regularly, and that's Breaking Geek. And that's because most of us have 9 to 5s, and whether it's a blessing or a curse, I'm disabled to the point to where the hour you guys see me on a podcast, plus like the hour or two to edit, rendering, and get up, that's about my work day, and I don't get to do too much more, whether it's due to the pain of sitting up or my brain getting tired. But I can't thank you all enough for still checking us out, helping subscribe and follow, getting those listen counts up. I really do appreciate it, and hope that you guys stick with us as we do try to get the Daily COG truly back to being your daily cup of genre. So
yeah, it hasn't helped that I've been sick. It's been kind of weird because like we've been in this pandemic, and then all of a sudden it's like I keep catching everything that comes around. I'm like, how does this keep happening?
I don't know.
So yeah, eventually I guess my immune system will get used to it again.
I guess.
Yeah.
I've been sick 3 out of the 4 times I think it's been since August in this house, but
Cool.
we'll see. Anyways,
I think it's been 5.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I only missed one, and this one seems like I missed this one as
Lucky
well. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, everyone out there, you guys know what to do. Check out lrmonline.com and genreverse.com. They both go right here, right now, but all sorts of stories going on, lots of things about Star Wars in the news recently. Of course, there's Marvel stuff in the news. But yeah, check all of that out on our YouTube channel. Of course, there's hundreds of videos, hundreds of interviews, thousands of videos, hundreds and hundreds of interviews, podcasts. There's the Cantina. There's a Daily Cup of Genre, Breaking Geek, Anime Versal reviews this weekend should be Helsing 2001. Yeah, Marvel Multiverse Mayhem. Check all of that out, and of course the Genreverse Podcast Network, guys, wherever you get your podcast from. Yeah, they're all there. It's free, and we want to make sure we keep it that way. And the best way to do that, of course, is to subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Yeah, Christine, anything else you wanted to put out there?
No, I'm good.
All right, guys. You see this social media information down below. Thank you so much for listening. We'll hopefully talk to you tomorrow. Bye.